today I have another Halloween tutorial for you guys, and I was inspired by the movie The Witches because we just watched it for Halloween to get ready for that time of year, and well, this time of year, I don't know, I just love the Halloween spirit. And at one point, Angelica Houston takes off her mask, her human mask, and reveals that she's a really ugly witch. And so I just decided that I was going to attempt to make it look like I was peeling my face off. And I feel like I succeeded in that. I feel like this would be a fun little easy Halloween tutorial to do. All you need is liquid latex and some paints. You could do whatever makeup you want, but I just followed kind of close to what her character was wearing when she peels it off, which is definitely 80s, 90s makeup. You know, bright blue shadow, red lips, no contour or eyebrows back then, so I left that natural. I just did a hot pop of blush. It feels so weird to me. Trust me, it does when I look in the mirror. But I'm actually vibing with it a lot because it's just different and fun, and that's what Halloween's supposed to be about. So if you want to see how I got this look, just keep watching. Okay guys, we're going to take our liquid latex and apply a thin layer above the brow. It's where the mask is going to be peeling up, but this needs to dry first, so we're going to make it the first step while we're doing the rest of our makeup. Then I'm taking this Wet n Wild Color Icon Loose Pigment in the shade Unicorn Wishes, and it's super cute. I think it matches exactly like the actress Angelica Houston in the movie, so that's why we're doing it, and it's the only shadow we're going to use, but it's a really pretty blue. It just has a lot of fallout, so I'm going to take that away. It does have a shimmer, and the actress's shadow had a shimmer, so I thought it would be perfect. Then I'm taking the Starlit Studios black eyeliner. It has the heart stamp on it, and just lining my eyes like normal. I'm not doing a like exaggerated wing. It didn't look like the actress had it. Then I'm taking this Maybelline Mega Plush Volume Express mascara and applying it to the top lashes. Then I'm going to be adding another layer of the liquid latex because I do want it to be thick enough to peel to look more like a mask and not just like a little thin piece of skin. Then I'm taking my E.L.F 16-hour camo concealer in the shade Medium Peach, and I'm using this kind of like a foundation. Angelica Houston is pretty pale in the movie, and I think in real life as well, but I am not. So this is extremely too pale for me, so I'm gonna use it everywhere and kind of channel her character, make it look as close to her as I possibly can. This stuff sets really quickly, so I'm having a heck of a time blending it in. I should have just done piece by piece, so if you are using it, I would just do it like section by section. And then I'm going to be taking my Ulta Beauty liquid concealer in waterproof, and it's in light natural, just because this concealer doesn't cancel out my dark circles whatsoever, so I had to apply it and cancel them out, or else it would bother me in this tutorial like crazy. And I'm just blending everything out, which is what you want to do with this whole tutorial. Now I'm going to take another layer of liquid latex and apply that on top. Just keep building it up and letting it dry. Then I'm taking this Wet n Wild Mega Last eyeliner in Blackest Black. It's the retractable eyeliner, and lining the bottom lash line. I'm doing it kind of thick like hers was, and I feel like very 90s. Then I'm going back in with my mascara and coating the bottom lashes. Now taking my E.L.F Luminance translucent powder and applying that all over my face to set everything and make it more like the actresses. She had very matte skin. Now I'm taking my E.L.F blush in the shade Blushing and applying that where I would my contour, because definitely I feel like in the 80s and 90s they wear it more on the sides of their cheeks and not really on the apples as much, or at least this actress did in the movie, so I'm just doing that. We don't have to contour or anything. Now I'm applying some Burt's Bees chapstick just because I'm going to be applying a liquid lipstick, and this is the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit liquid lipstick in the shade Missy and Fierce. It's a bright red, very pretty color, and the actress had red lips, so we got to do that. Now taking the Wet n Wild Multi-Stick in the shade Red, I'm just coloring in the top part of my forehead above the liquid latex. We're going to be laying a bunch of colors to make it look like pink pillowy skin tissue. And I'm taking this Wet n Wild paint palette It's in the Brights palette and taking the bottom middle pink shade and applying that over top, layering it up. You could see the red coming through. It looks more pink on camera, but in person, you could definitely see the pink. And then I'm going into the Neutrals palette of the Wet n Wild paint palettes and taking the bottom kind of tan flesh colored tone and applying that on top. We're going to make it closer to what real skin is, but we're going to add a whole bunch more of layers. So I'm talking, this is going to be tedious. Now I'm taking the red multi-stick again and making little red circles all over the forehead. We're going to layer this with other colors, but it's going to kind of start to be the age spots that she has, because I guess the witch is very, very old, extremely old, so we got to add that in there. And I'm taking the cream color again and just kind of putting it in the center, but leaving some of the red peeking through so it doesn't look like perfect circles. It kind of looks scaly and old and adds some 3D effect to it. Now I'm going to take a bit of the liquid latex and I'm going to put a couple spots. You'll see I'm going to add more in a little bit, but I'm kind of making them thicker and with a brush building them up so they kind of are raised and look like bumps. And we're going to let that dry. It takes a little bit longer to dry. Then I found that after it dries a little bit, you can like kind of squish them and mold them, and so they're not perfectly round and they look more like decaying skin. It's really cool. Now I'm taking that brown shade and just forming a line above, like a contour line. I actually don't really think I needed this step at all, just letting y'all know, but I thought it was going to work better. Then I'm lifting up the skin ever so gently. I should have pulled out more, to be honest with you, in the end result, but I still like how it turned out. But I think to be closer, I could have had way more of skin flapping down, but I feel like that would have gotten annoying. So you know what? I stand by my decision. Then I'm taking the Camo concealer again, and I'm going to make the liquid latex match my skin tone because it is so dark. So I really needed it to blend in with the rest of my face to look more realistic and like my whole face is part of the mask. So that's what I'm doing here. And I'm gently kind of trying to pull and make sure that I blend it in with all those curved out pieces that I'm pulling out, because you want to make sure none of it is discolored. Then I'm going back above it and blending in the pieces that I had pulled down. Now it's showing my regular skin, so I had to repaint and blend it in with the top half. And so that's what I'm doing with the pink shade, the red, and the tan all over again. With the red there, I'm kind of making it look like it's been peeling off and it's pulling off a little bit of the skin. I don't know. It looks so aged and so cool up in person that I loved it. Okay, now we're going to break up the liquid latex, and as you can see, it's doing great. Like, it wasn't fully dry, but what it did was cause more wrinkles on top of the bump, so it made it look even more realistic. And I'm applying more paint to the top to blend it in because, of course, the liquid latex is in the color that I need it to be. So more pink, more red, more tan on top, but it looks amazing and I'm super happy with it. Now it's just a series of adding all those colors, the pink, the red, and the tan color on top of each other, layering it, adding more dimension, making it as 3D as it can be, especially around where the liquid latex lays. The red around it makes it even more in depth, makes it look way more 3D. So I don't know, I like how it turned out. Then I'm taking the E.L.F concealer again and putting it over basically on the inside of the skin that we peeled up, because that still needed to be fixed. It was still a little bit dark, and I think because I had put the brown contour on it, it definitely needed to be covered again. So again, you don't need that brown line that I did whatsoever. It might have saved you that trouble, but here I am just pulling the pieces and perfecting it. Make sure you're getting up in where you're pulling, because even if I pull more like I will for the pictures and make it look like I'm peeling it off, you don't want your regular skin to show. So that's what I was doing there with the paintbrush, is making sure I really got in there gently. Then I decided that I could add some more age spots because the other liquid latex spots looked way cool. So I added a couple more down to where the skin was peeling. I had to let the latex dry, so I pulled my hair down to finish it while it was drying. That's why there's a little bit of a difference. And now I'm just adding color to it, the pink, the red, and the tan over top, just to make sure that it all blends in seamlessly. I love this look. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did making it. And yeah, stay tuned for the finished product in just a minute. Here's the final look. I'm obsessed with how this came together. I'm absolutely in love with it. I think it's inspired by, but I think I did a pretty good job of making it look like the mask is coming off without it getting in my eyes or anything, because it would be wearable, you know? And I didn't do the wig just like Angelica Houston, because I feel like if I had that on, you wouldn't be able to see the mask at all that I created. So I don't know, I tried to like dress with the gloves and the black shirt and the jewels that she had because she was at a fancy party, just to show you the effect of it and be as close to hers as possible that I had around the house. But I mean, you could definitely rock this, especially if you have a short bob, or get a black wig. But since she has bangs and she like takes it off, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't do that all night long, to be honest with you, if I was wearing it as a costume. But I think it looks pretty cool. You could always say inspired by, like I'm doing, or just rock it like this, so people just see your faces peeling off. And it looks pretty cool. So, I don't know. I thought it was super easy to do. It's just tedious trying to make it look more like brain and messy, disfigured underneath that tissue of skin. But I don't know, I love how it looks, and I think it's super weird because I'm so used to contouring and doing my brows, but I kept it similar. The movie was made in 1990, so I wanted to do the makeup reminiscent of that time. So that's why I did as close to Angelica Houston's as I possibly could. So that's why this makeup looks like this. But I do like how it turned out. I hope you guys liked it. I was trying to think out of the box and do something that I hadn't seen. So let me know, you know. Give me ideas of other Halloween looks you want to see. And I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.